All right, folks, it's a rainy, soggy weekend up here in Vegas. A weekday, I should say. It's a Wednesday. Big weekend coming up. Nick Robone's with me. Nick, tell me a little bit about this weekend traveling to U of A and how important it is for your squad.
It's a really important weekend for us. I think we got to get back on track. It's a good opportunity, playing a very good hockey team down in Tucson. And you know, for us, we're really just focusing on business and making sure that we get out of there, and we got to have some points in hand. And we're going to start with a big game on Thursday, have an off day Friday, and then come right back at it Saturday.
Let's talk about home versus away. The home record has been stellar here. You guys just don't lose here. But you get on the road, and I know the opponents are a lot different. The road trip to Chicago and the road trip to North Dakota are not easy trips, but talk just a little bit about the last 5 games.
Yeah, you go through some rough patches throughout the season. I think our goal still remains the same. I know we have a very talented team in there, and a lot of guys, you know, haven't wavered from our ultimate goal of, you know, winning and accomplishing what we want to do. I think, you know, just we got off our game a little bit. We got to get back to Rebel hockey, and you know, that's fast and fearless and physical. And you know, I think you know, nothing's really changed. Played some tough teams on the road as opposed to at home, where you know our schedule might have been a little bit lighter, but it's only going to help us in the long run. Yeah, you know, when you're playing for a national championship, it's all done on the road, and I think the tough road trips for us are really good for us, and you know, moving forward we'll be better.
Okay, you mentioned Thursday night, then Saturday afternoon. How do you guys like that?
I like it. I think the off day is nice, gives everybody a chance to recover. I love the afternoon game on Saturday too. It kind of just gives you time to you know, rest on that Friday, and then you're right back at it early on Saturday. And you know, like I said, this is a business trip for us, so we're going to be prepared for it.
So we talked a little bit in the hockey season, especially this time of year. You run into some bumps and bruises. How is everybody health-wise? You
know, we got a couple guys that aren't quite where we want them to be, but you know, moving forward, we only have 4 games left in the semester, so everybody's going to get some time to you know, recover and recharge and whatnot. And you know, overall, we're in a good spot, but I think we got a couple guys that we probably want in a little bit better position. But you know, everybody's going to be ready to go probably by Stony Brook weekend or after that, come early January.
Okay, so we're looking at the end of the semester already. It's November, but let's look ahead just a little bit, if we can, to a big week for you guys in January, which actually rolls over into a couple of weeks, I guess. But talk about playing at the Orleans, and then talk about your classic.
The Orleans is it's an iconic arena here in Vegas. I mean, the East Coast team, which is the first professional team, I'll take it back, second professional team to play in Las Vegas, was stationed there, and you know, there was a lot of great games there. So we're excited to be in that building, you know, representing Las Vegas, representing UNLV. We got another good team coming to town in Jamestown, and you know, we had a tough go versus them and lose them with 2 seconds left in overtime. So you know, I know our guys are really going to be ready to go for those games as well. But you know, we're expecting to get a lot of fans there, and I think it'll be fun for them. It'll be fun for our guys, and overall, it'll be a good weekend.
Okay, then you get Minot, and then the Winter Classic. Tell me a little bit about that Classic and how important that is for building the program.
It's huge. You know, hosting a tournament or a showcase like that is something we've never done. We definitely want to do more of it, and it starts with that. And you know, we have some great teams coming in, so it's important to showcase ACHA Division I, not just us, but you know, Arizona State, Minot, and Oklahoma that are coming in that weekend. So I think it'll be fun for our fans to get a look at some of the other teams. Also, you know, we want to make sure that we're hosting a great event for all those teams, and we want to show them a good time here in Las Vegas.
All right, final question for you. When I talked with you 4 years ago, and I'm going to revisit this quite a bit because I can't believe the growth I've seen in not only your program, but the quality of opponent you're getting here in the Desert Southwest. Tell me about ACHA D1 hockey. Why has it grown the way it has in 4 years?
It just gets better and better every year. I think that there's a lot of quality hockey players throughout North America and Europe. And you know, there's only 60 Division I teams in the country, 61 Division I teams, and you know, a handful of D3 teams. And then after that, you know, you're left with a lot of quality ACHA D1 programs. And I think you know, every kid's a little bit different. Some of them want to go to a bigger school, and I think we provide that opportunity to play hockey at a high level and attend a great university. So I think that's where you're seeing the growth in ACHA. Is there's just too much talent and not enough teams, and I think that's a good problem to have for our league, and creates depth. And you know, there's a lot of any team can win on any night per se.
Well, I'll tell you, Coach Powers always tells me at ASU that there's not enough stalls at the NCAA level. He's encouraging more and more. I know you guys always get that question asked. Anything new on that side of things? Are we getting any closer to an NCAA team here at UNLV?
That's a question for Z-Con for the most part. You know, right now, I think Coach Anthony and I are really just focusing on this team, this program where it's at right now, winning at this level.
Nick, appreciate your time. Good luck this weekend down at U of A. We'll see you Saturday.
Thanks, Scott.
In 1998, Bell Road in North Scottsdale was barely more than desert landscape. Now, 20 years later, what a difference. Our programs have developed junior Coyotes and Arizona Bobcats hockey players, elite figure skaters, as well as skaters that just want to have fun. Our partners prepare you on and off the ice, and we entertain you in the newly restyled 18 Degrees. The Ice Den Scottsdale has been the official practice facility of the Arizona Coyotes and your home for hockey in the Valley. The Ice Den, your home for hockey, skating, and most of all, fun.
UNLV practice. It's a practice before a road trip. 6 hours on the road for KIRK Underwood and the guys here at UNLV. KIRK, first of all, welcome in.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Okay, Littleton, Colorado to Las Vegas, Nevada. What brought you here?
Honestly, my roommate my freshman year transferred here after our freshman year, and he only had great things to say about it. So I took a trip out here and actually got to visit the coaches and visit the team, and I loved the culture and loved the talent that they had. So that really drew me out here.
Speaking of talent, tell me what your thoughts were first about ACHA D1 hockey before you got here, and now that you've been here a little while.
I came from NCAA Division III, so there was always kind of that stigma that ACHA was essentially below NCAA. However, after I got here and after I visited, I quickly realized that there's not really a difference at all. And actually, our team could compete. We have quite a bit of skill and a lot of depth. So I thought that I was really surprised by that fact after I got to see it in person.
All right, the ultimate goal at the ACHA level is a national championship. It's back to Dallas again. You guys know what that's like. You've been there now before a couple of times, and I know you're building towards that, but when you're making that process, how is it difficult to keep it game by game when you know that's your ultimate goal?
I think that it's always in the back of the head. I don't think it's difficult to try to keep working towards that game by game. I think everyone, especially with the culture in hockey, you just kind of take every shift by shift, game by game, goal by goal, whether it's a goal against or a goal for. You're always trying to work towards a greater goal. But I don't think it's difficult to try to keep that in the back of our minds as we progress.
All right, tell me a little bit about road trips in the ACHA. There's two things that are very unique to this type of hockey. Number one, you a lot of times play 3-game weekends, right? Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But from Las Vegas, Nevada, there aren't anything really close. I mean, ASU and Tempe is about as close as it gets. So what's a road trip like to Chicago and then back to North Dakota? And tell me about those.
It's definitely interesting, especially when we play those 3-game weekends. It's a lot of maintenance. Obviously, it's not like Las Vegas. We don't go places that are jam-packed with things to do usually, like North Dakota. So a lot of it is team bonding while we're on the road and then trying to actually just maintain our health. When we play 3 games back to back to back, it's a lot of trying to just take care of yourself so you can play in the next game.
Okay, so you play here in beautiful City National Arena. You've got great home fans. They've obviously helped you to a perfect record here at home, but talk to me a little bit about the support that you get from not only the fans here, but this NHL franchise that you're in the same building with.
It's truly amazing, honestly. I was blown away by it after I came here this year. I think that it is amazing what the Golden Knights have done for this community and the fans that rally around us as well. I think that it's something that's going to continue to keep building, and I love to be a part of it every single day.
All right, so last question for you. You're heading out from here in the rain down to Tucson. You're going to play a Thursday, then you get a Friday off, and you play a Saturday afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Your thoughts on that? You like that?
I actually do. I love the day in between for that rest and recovery, kind of regroup after that first game. It gets us a chance to get our minds clear and really focus back in on that second game, especially coming off of this 5-game losing streak. We really need those times to bear down and be able to come together as a team.
All right, Coach Underwood, thanks for your time. Good luck this weekend. We'll see you on Saturday in Tucson, Arizona.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Behind the Mask Hockey Shop, celebrating 25 years of exceptional service to the Arizona hockey community, offering the top brands and an educated staff of hockey players to help you choose the right gear for you. Visit any one of our 3 Valley locations or check us out online at behindthemask.com. KirkUnderwood.com.
All right, welcome in, hockey fans in the Desert Southwest. We're still here at UNLV. It's raining in Las Vegas, Nevada. I come up here, Steven Marsh, and it's 81 and a record high yesterday when I arrived. When I'm leaving, there's a chance I'm going to drive through a snowy pass on my way back home to Arizona tomorrow, but welcome in.
Thanks for having us. Yeah, thanks for having me. It's just a typical weather here in the Desert Southwest, right?
Absolutely, just what we expect, rain and snow, right?
Exactly.
All right, so the UNLV hockey team coming off a 5-game losing streak, all on the road, getting ready to go down and play their what's becoming an arch rival in the University of Arizona.
Sure.
Tell me what you've seen from this team start to right now.
Well, what we saw at the beginning of the season, they had a lot of home games. They just had that one trip to Arizona and won 2 out of 3 up there. Of course, at home they've been pretty good. Started with some close games, and then they kind of had some good breakout games where they were able to kind of really score some goals, which is something that this team is really looking to do. And then they had to go on the road and play some really good teams. I think Davenport was probably one that they could have won, but Davenport seems to be maybe a better team than people thought. They ended up beating Minot the next day, so I mean that's a plus for them. And then they had to go to North Dakota, and hasn't been an easy trip for this team in the past, and obviously it proved to be not a positive one. But you look at Jamestown game, they get down in that game, but then they came back and fought and was able to get it tied. They go to overtime, and they just 2 seconds to go in overtime, Jamestown wins it, and that just was kind of a tough way to end it, but nonetheless you got the overtime loss. And then the 2 games in Minot, you look at it's like 0-2, but you look at the Saturday game, and they were well in that game. They were even ahead in that game. Took a couple of maybe some unnecessary penalties. They got themselves in a little bit of penalty trouble. Minot State, a very good team, capitalized on that, and maybe that was the difference there. So, you look at it and say 0-4-1, but you look at it you look deeper into it and realize that UNLV was in most of these games, and that's a good thing, when you're playing these kind of competition, because these are the type of teams they're going to play when it comes time for the ACHA tournament. They're going to face teams like Minot or other these teams that are ranked. So, and they play pretty much ranked teams the rest of the way. So it's not going to be any easier. So it was a good test for them, and this test against Arizona is going to be good too. All
right, you've been around this team a little bit. You've seen them for a few years now. Tell me what the mental makeup is of this team, because sometimes that's tough to travel on the road and then take losses on the road, and then you got to rebound, and now you got an end of a semester. How do you see the mental makeup of this team versus maybe teams in the past?
Well, it's just from what I see, it seems like this group really likes being around each other. They care for each other. They have all that. I mean, I haven't been on any road trips this season with them. I have in the past, and just the camaraderie they have. And I think road trips can be good for that, to help build that, and so I think it's been good that they've had this little stretch on the road to build it, because when they go to the tournament, that's going to be a way for them. It's nice to play in front of your home fans, but when you play at home, you show up to the game a couple hours before, you warm up, you maybe do a little thing with your players beforehand, you do the game, and then you go home for the night, maybe some hang out afterwards, I'm not sure. But when you're on the road, you're rooming together, you're having meals together, you're on the bus or on a plane, wherever the travel can take you, and so you're kind of, in a sense, forced to be with each other a little bit more than you would if you're at home. And you saw that with October, all month of October was all home games, and then now this month it's been all road games. So, I think that helps a team. I think it's going to help this team. I think it's probably gotten better as the month has gone along, and that's good to see.
All right, so last question for you. We're building towards the holiday season. The guys are going to get a little time off after a couple of weeks of hockey. Then they're going to come back, and they're going to be really facing a gauntlet when they get Jamestown, with 2 games at the iconic Orleans. Then they're going to get Minot State. Then they're going to jump into their first Rebels Classic. And at the same time, there's NCAA hockey going on here, the Fortress Invitational. is Vegas becoming a college hockey town?
From all those, seems that way. Seems to be a college hockey town. We've got so much growth in this city. Of course, UNLV is continuing the rise, and then their aspirations to be NCAA level at some point. You got the ASU program in the NCAA level now, and then they got an ACHA program too, and they have a women's team down there, and then we have a lot of youth hockey here. We have a junior team here now, the Thunderbirds, which give them a little shout out. They play at Sobe, and so maybe some of them eventually end up on the UNLV team, and of course the Golden Knights. So there's so much hockey here now. It's crazy to imagine that, but yeah, we always get a lot of college basketball tournaments, and it's really become a sports town with college basketball tournaments and the college conference tournaments. But now we've got this hockey tournament that we have. We have the one at the T-Mobile, the Fortress Invitational in January, the NCAA, and then we have UNLV's doing one here now this year at City National. So yeah, I think all that just kind of shows that Vegas has really become a hockey place, hockey central place, and everybody wants to come to Vegas, and I think all that is great for Las Vegas, and I think eventually we'll probably see a Frozen Four here, which I'm sure would be wonderful.
Right.
Just like we probably will see maybe a Final Four, maybe play at the Allegiant Stadium where the Raiders are going to play, and why not have a hockey tournament there? So having these things now is just going to help and continue to prove to people, if people can go pack those tournaments and really show that they can be what they can be, then I think we'll see those other things work out too.
All right, Steven Marsh, thanks for your time. Let's get these guys back on the roll and a winning streak, okay?
Yeah, let's hope so. Let's hope they can come back from Arizona with a couple wins, and then they can finish off the season, the first semester strong with the games against Brooklyn.
Thank you, Steven. I appreciate your time as always.
Hey, Michael here from M-Drive. My dad, a world-class scientist, actually made M-Drive for himself to stay active and continue enjoying life. And yes, M-Drive supports healthy testosterone, but it's so much more. M-Drive is the everyday supplement to fuel your drive with more energy and more strength. Listen, we'd love for you to try M-Drive too. Visit mdriveformen.com and we'll give you 20% off your first purchase. Just type in the code DRIVE at checkout. Refine your prime with M-Drive.
All right, welcome in hockey fans in the desert Southwest. If you haven't seen by now, my next guest is the super fan, not only of the Vegas Golden Knights, but as you can see by the blanket, she is a UNLV super fan. She's here most every morning, if not every morning, for practice. Kat Craner, welcome in.
Well, thank you.
So I gotta ask, and I asked you off camera, why hockey? Why hockey in Vegas?
I love it. It's so fast-paced and exciting. I used to sit and watch TV for hours, and then I was invited to come to a hockey practice with my niece. Basically, she told me that guys are hot, so I came to watch. And then Alex Tuck from the Vegas Golden Knights was the first player that came out, and seeing his interaction with his teammates and the kids in the crowd, and how fast and powerful he is, but yet how graceful he is, and I just fell in love with it. You could see how much fun they were having, but how hard they worked, and I couldn't get enough of it. And
okay, so that's Vegas Golden Knights, because they work definitely hard.
Yes.
They get paid to work hard.
Yes.
But you come out here on your own time to watch UNLV practice.
Yeah.
And by the way, folks, UNLV goes on the ice at 7 a.m. here at City National Arena.
Oh, I'm here at 6 every morning to say good morning to all the players.
And I know they appreciate that. So let's start with this. Tell me a little bit about how you became the person that introduces yourself to players. I mean, you want to talk to all the players, they want to talk to you. What does that do for your morning? I can see the smile on your face that it cheers you up.
It does cheer me up. They're all a bunch of great guys, and they just, I don't know, they're just so much fun. They're full of energy. Not as much in the morning as they are after practice. After practice, they'll come out and give me a hug and say goodbye, and yeah, they're a great bunch of guys. and they're still doing it just because they love it, not because they're getting paid for it.
Right.
In fact, they're paying a lot to actually play here, but they absolutely love it, and you can just, they work so hard.
So tell me a little bit about hockey in Vegas, right? You said you weren't a hockey fan to get started. Somebody invited you to come out because the players were hot. Now you've had a chance to see a lot of players. Give me, and I know you want to play favorites, but pick out a couple of people that stand out. First with the Golden Knights. You mentioned Alex Tuck.
Alex Tuck.
But who else stands out in this lineup?
Oh, Jonathan Marchessault.
Oh, yeah.
Jonathan Marchessault. Yeah, he's a very nice guy, and I've met every single player except for Mark Stone, and I have a picture with them all, and they've all been extremely nice to me.
And it's hard to see, and professional hockey players come and go, and I know this past summer losing a couple of key Golden Knights. I want to say Belly was one of the ones that you hated to see go, wasn't it?
That was very hard for me, especially after the summer, because he was still here practicing because his wife was having a baby.
Right.
And so he would, since he wasn't at night, he would come in and out the front door, and I babysat here in the summertime. And he would say good morning to us every single day. And then I'm an Uber driver, and one day I gave him an Uber ride back to his house. And so we talked hockey for 15 minutes, and it was amazing. And then on the very last day that he was here, he came out and he gave me a hug goodbye. And
you know what? I was here that day, and I saw it from above, and I took a couple of pictures because I thought that was incredible.
Yeah.
You know, I've been around hockey all my life, right? 57 years old. I grew up in northern Minnesota, and I've said this for years, that no matter where you go, hockey players are different.
Yeah,
they're not basketball, they're not football, they're not even baseball. Hockey players have their own thing, and these guys, you wouldn't know if they made $5 or 500 million because they treat everybody the same. Is that what you found as well?
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, Belmar, I mean, I took him to his home, and it's just obviously better than anything I will ever live in, but it wasn't outrageous, and I mean, it was just, you know, he's living within his means and not beyond it, and very smart man.
So, what time does your alarm go off every day?
4:30 in the morning on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for UNLV practice, and then usually 7 on days that the Knights are practicing without them.
So, I mean, I'm sitting here with you today. You're the only person on this bench in this building. UNLV doesn't get a lot of fan support for practice at 7 a.m.
No,
What's it like? Do the players come by and bang on the glass for you, or let you know that you're...
Yeah, especially if I'm like looking at my phone, then they'll shoot pucks at my head. Yeah.
Wake up, cat, right?
Yes, yes. You're here to watch me, watch me. Yes. That's Jared Turcotte and Kane.
Oh.
Yeah, they will always shoot pucks at my head.
Just to wake you up. All right, so now that you're a hockey fan, super fan, everybody tells me that. They said, you have to meet Kat because she's a super fan. Tell me about being a super fan in Las Vegas, Nevada. I mean, 5 years ago, there wasn't much for hockey here.
No, I never watched hockey until January 22nd of 2018. And since then, the Golden Knights have had 233 practices, and I've been to 230 of them.
Wow.
And I've only missed 3 of UNLV's. And the kids I babysat for were sick 2 days, and then one day I was on a bus going to LA to watch the Knights beat the Kings. But I still watched it on Facebook Live. So
those are both good things. And that's the other thing I want to bring up. You know, I wake up in Arizona, and the first thing that goes on my phone is my Facebook saying, Kat Craner is live at UNLV. And I got to tell you, I really appreciate it because I can't be everywhere.
Yeah.
So when I want to get my morning dose of UNLV hockey, it's a great way to do it. So thank you from my end of it as well. And I'm guessing when we talk about that type of thing, you really like social media.
Yeah, I do like social media. Actually, I have a friend, Shannon Walker, that isn't able to come. She's got health issues that prevent her from coming first thing in the morning. And she always wanted to be support for the UNLV team also. And she just loves hockey. And so I would start Facebook Living the practices for her. And then I met Connor Hetzel's mom.
Right.
And she was telling me how much she misses watching her son practice, and I'm like, well, you can watch my Facebook Live.
Yeah.
And now I have several of the family members that watch every single day.
Social media has connected the world.
It is.
All right, final question for you. The Golden Knights and UNLV got a lot of fans, right? Most of them are two-legged, but there's a couple of four-legged fans that spend a lot of time around here too, and you know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, Bark-Andre Furry
and Deke.
And Deke, and Goldie, the golden retriever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a few
Winston,
of them.
yes.
And Winston.
Yes.
Tell me about bringing the four-legged fans, and the fans. All the fans love having a dog around, don't they?
They do. They are. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, I have. I'm actually talking about the social media. I'm like have friends with all these dogs. Yeah, they all have their own accounts.
Yeah, they do. Okay, so prediction time. Let's start with the Golden Knights. How far can this Golden Knights team this year? How far can they go in your estimation?
Oh, they play the way they have the last two games. They can go all the way.
All right, you heard it, fans.
Yes.
UNLV.
And the Jesters. That's another team.
Oh, the Jesters, too. And that's what I was going to ask you about. I'm glad you brought that up because you're doing something special this Friday night, aren't you?
I am. I'm dropping the puck for them at their fan appreciation night.
How cool is that?
I know,
the Jesters, of course, the semi-pro team.
Yes.
They don't play a whole bunch
level.
of games.
Yes.
But I understand they're a lot of fun to watch.
Oh, they are so much fun to watch. Yes, definitely. They're full contact, and yeah, they have their home opener this Friday at 7:30. And
well, congratulations on that. That's a great honor.
Yes, it is. Very honored.
And I think they got the right person because, Kat Craner, you are the super fan in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah, they call me the hockey mom.
Perfect. All right, thanks for visiting.
Thank you.